Howdy YouTube, it's me again, Sam, and this is my second serious video blog, and I want to talk about social conditioning today. I want to talk about the 5 steps that basically ingrain you into social conditioning and how you can get out of them. Okay, first off, for me, everything is 4 things. Information, the technology that drives that information, the force of the energy that runs through it, and how valuable that is. And I want to talk about information first. Information is essentially built upon words, and there's nothing really wrong with words. Words are cool, but they can be pretty smelly sometimes. Smelly words, yeah. Because, for this very simple reason, words substitute reality. Words substitute truth. Words are not truth, they merely point to it. They cannot substitute for your own heart. They cannot substitute for direct experience of feeling, of having energy be driven up through you. But that's exactly what they do. And that's my first problem with them, is that from a very early age, from 1, we basically start getting taught words, and by the age of 4, our entire reality has been substituted for symbols and insignias, things that aren't true. And this takes us out of our own body. It takes us out of our emotional sensitivity, and it creates a false self for us. It creates an ego. We start to see ourselves as separate from the world. We see our actions as determined by us, and thus we create this false self inside our own body. It's the phantom self, as Eckhart Tolle calls it. Now imagine an entire society that's basically been taken out of their own body and emotions. You have a very fearful society, and they create institutions like religion, school, work, philosophy, psychology, all of this. Natural processes, basically, that arise within us, but now they're being forced down upon us by fearful people. It robs us of ourselves to live in this society in this way, and it turns us into people who are twisted with violent self-pity. It turns us into people where our love is no longer directed in ourselves, but it's projected out onto these false linguistic illusions, basically, and creates rage and selfishness and bitterness and depression in everybody, basically. Competition. And no healthy person is any of these things. Now, you've been programmed by society, and you're walking around in a daze, and basically other people will influence you to do what they want. If you've ever read the book Influence by Robert Cialdini, that's C-I-A-L-D-I-N-I, he talks about the 6 emotional processes that make advertisers, well, that get advertisers basically to make you do what they want you to do. Authority, consistency, scarcity, reciprocity, social proof, and likability. These things push our emotional triggers without us noticing, because we are out of our own bodies anymore. We have lost control of our own emotions. Other people have done the dirty work in that regard. They've taken control of us. Now finally, all of this happens automatically. Because if you don't question these things, if you don't understand that emotionally inside you there is something wrong in part of your own inner morality, you know that this is a false way to live, you will start to see that other people have been basically taking control of you for you. And when you learn something, it becomes a groove. It gets deeper and deeper the more you learn it. But if you haven't taken control of it, someone else will for you. So you have all these incredibly weird things like impulse buys, distractions, stress, panic, junk food, inner butterflies, too much choice, dishonesty, self-deception, multitasking. All these things are socially acceptable poisons, and you know they're poisons because you can feel it in your own body that you shouldn't be doing these things, but they happen anyway. And you become passive to it, you become robotic towards it. It's important to break out of all of these. In fact, it's the only thing you can do with your life. It's the most important thing you can do. And I try consciously all the time to basically ensure I'm lining up with my deepest self. I listen to my feelings and realize they're trying to tell me something. Is this the way I want to live? That's always what they're guiding me towards. They're guiding me towards my highest version of myself. They're guiding me towards apotheosis, revelation of the divine, essentially. So it's important for me to wipe out all those things, to wipe out every single word, thought, deed, every single last fear that's been given to me and handed to me while I was in an unconscious state. I have to remove these things. This is my creed. This is my challenge, and it's been my challenge since the dawn of time. I just haven't been listening. Have you been listening? It's only you can decide. So, if you decide to go through this process of unwiring, you'll catch yourself saying and doing things automatically. In your posture, in your breathing, catchphrases, buzzwords, listening to things like listening to people who you don't want to listen to, doing things you don't want to do. You will find yourself doing this. It will freak you out. It will freak you out massively. It's disturbing. It's the most disturbing process you can go through. It is getting out of the matrix. Welcome to the real world. But massive natural excitement awaits the person who goes through this process. Like Owen Cook talks about in Real Social Dynamics, Blueprint Decoded, doesn't it occur to you that you should feel that way all the time? It's the restoration of your self-trust and being able to trust other people again. Now, there's a cost you must pay. A huge cost. You must remove yourself of your illusions, and you must speak the truth all the time. To yourself. There is no other way to be. You see, when you get out of it, you realise you've been following a wild goose chase. The game doesn't have any rules. Our society cannot be said to be any better than any other that came before it. You are alone and you must decide your own path. No one can help you, no one can tell you what to do. Your map is in your heart. That's the only thing you can trust in, ultimately. And even if you do go through it, the people who you thought you were your friends will be jealous. And they will slag you off and they will attempt to crucify you in some way or another. It's inevitable. Because the unconscious mad are being driven by their emotions too, and their bitterness, and their lack of a life, essentially. You must distrust in nothing but yourself, own nothing but yourself, deny the illusion of ownership, and decide who you are. You don't need rules, you don't need friends or institutions, anything or anyone. You can flip the script forever, today in fact, if you believe. You need no rational excuse to basically believe what you believe. On the emotional level, I know nothing more than you do. Words are excuses. The question is, are you willing to take control of your grooves and reprogram yourselves? It takes 30 days to change a habit completely. Can you do that? It takes immense passion and a nothing to lose attitude. You have nothing to lose anyway. To even begin to question the way you've been doing things. God is an excuse. Religion is an excuse. These are excuses not to live from your heart. You can only follow one or the other. Like it says, the Bible says you can only follow God or money. Well, you can only follow the God that is an idea, or the God that is an experience. One is rooted in words, one is rooted in your deepest truth. You must basically decide what you must do to die complete. It's no one else's business but your own. That's the one question you must ask yourself. What must I do to die complete? Who am I in relation to death? Boredom is simply not answering that question. It's not seeking that apotheosis. In spending enough time in answering this question, going deeper and deeper and deeper and unwiring all these things as they come up out of you, and they will, if you push through life hard, if you take the challenge to face your fear, all your weaknesses will come up and you will feel like shit for a while, but it's worth doing. It's absolutely worth doing. You must shift your focus towards the re-empowerment of your inner feelings, towards the inner focus of your own being. Death isn't the problem. Dying unfulfilled is the problem. It's the lack of living with heart and awareness of intimacy, and awareness that everyone else is feeling exactly the same way and desperately needs love today. The ultimate way to live the world, well, to live in the world, is to live the life you see when your spirit takes over. Anything else is a mental construct, it's a dilution of your heart. When you live this way, you find the 10 out of 10 life you crave so much is really only a 3. There are much greater things out there. You just can't see them yet. You can't see the inner confidence that naturally will arise out of you when you take care of yourself. Life is fundamentally uncertain. We don't know why we're here, we don't know what we're doing, but you can trust in your heart. You can trust in that, you can trust in the weird, strange directions it evolves in. That's okay. That's totally okay. There's nothing else to do anyway, right? You have to unite yourself under the banner of this greatness, and you must live it. Every second of every day. It's the only thing your heart wants to do. Pull out everything to the contrary. Everything. You can't avoid this challenge, regardless of whether you're living on top of Everest, eating spam in a tent. Just remember, live with acceptance. Live with enjoyment. Live with enthusiasm. This is the sign you've broken free. It's the only sign. The only thing. Now, Google the following things: sports arbitrage trading, pay-per-click advertising, ppccoach.com, raw foods, feeding your cells, Joseph McCullough, drmccullough.com. Check out that site. Time management, getting things done, wake up productive, radical honesty. For the guys out there, check out Real Social Dynamics and David D'Angelo. These things will change your life. Take up the challenge. Live with passion. Life's a celebration. Live it.